Hello, everyone. My name is Regina Hiremath. I am a survivor of childhood abuse and neglect who found myself married to a narcissist, struggled through the marriage for 23 years, finally gained the courage and the strength to walk away and file for divorce. There's something about passion, purpose, and preparation. When they align, it's a beautiful thing. And then coincided, we moved up the launch date for the book to coincide with my keynote speech for a, a fundraising gala for a domestic violence organization that I became aware of, reached out to the founder of the organization, and I am incredibly thankful for the power to walk away because now I get to live this amazing life of helping myself, helping others, traveling, working out, journaling. Just, I, I- you know, I'm still in shock. Every day I wake up and I'm in shock that I'm living this life.
Um, so she recommended that I tell my story 50 times in 6 months, and I thought she was absolutely crazy. Um, but in that 6 months, I end up telling my story 150 times.
I was thankful that my grandmother said, "Not my grandbaby," and she took me in, and really cared for me. And that year was intense and really rough, and I suffered abuse in every way during that year at the hands of my mother and other people who were around. I later discovered many years later that he was narcissistic because we didn't have a term for it in the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. And what I now know is that when someone is attempting to strip away your power, um, they want to isolate you. They want to break down everything that gives you confidence and makes you who you are. And I fought hard. I went back to work and got my ducks in a row and filed for divorce again. And I've not looked back. And it's only been up from there.
It's almost as if all of their energy and focus goes away from the problem state and
Right.
goes into a space in which they have full control.
Usually when I speak about the abuse that I suffered, I call it the quiet side of DV. It was financial, verbal, and emotional.
Mhm.
And the physical part of it for me was subtle. It was tapping me on my forehead as if to imply that I was stupid, or placing a hand on my shoulder to control me. It wasn't the typical physical abuse that most people think of when they think of domestic violence.
I did not see parallels initially because I went from a highly controlling and physically abusive relationship to a financially abusive relationship, and then I would say to an emotionally abusive relationship. So for me, each relationship got better,
Right.
but I was still being abused, and I could not see that until I wrote my memoir.
Survival mode for me, like I said, I was working super hard, but I was also making excuses. I had boils, I had upset stomach, I was tired all the time. I was just and really I had I felt old. I was so focused on just what my next move would be, how to keep the peace, how to live, how to go to work, how to take care of the house, the kids, that I just could not see anything else going on around me. I felt like a hostage because the
Mm.
minute I got out, it was during COVID. And here I was flying around the city, living a life, meeting people, and just like doing all kinds of things.
One is self-awareness. The second one is the reprogramming our mindset. And then that third part is reinvention. I don't miss the woman I became to survive, but I respect a hell out of her because of how she stormed through her adversities. I had to pull up my socks and stomp my way through the adversities that I experienced. And as a result of that, I have become a woman who has fortitude that I don't think I would have had it not been for what I experienced.
Like you come out of the fire, and fire is often used to, when you think of pottery and certain metals and things, and diamonds, they have to go through the fire to become the precious object that they are. The most difficult challenge is to say yes to moving on. Just say yes. Pick up your foot and move and watch the path line up for you.